sport. So we are Kinesiology, Sport and Recreation. And although every once in a while I hear sport and recreation are leaving the faculty, that's not true at all. Certainly the service arms that are sport and the service arms that are recreation are leaving the faculty, but we have one of the oldest and best recreation degrees in the country, and we're ranked in sport based on our sport research. So I think almost every member of the faculty, of the academic arm of the faculty, has a very strong history. They came from a sport background. But this move is again, I think, historic for me. It's incredibly meaningful for me. I came back very much because I like the integrated structure, but I think that this is a step forward. It will position the academic arm of the faculty well when it sits within the College of Health Sciences to pursue academic excellence, which we are the leader at this university of. Again, we are the top ranked QS in terms of subject area. So that allows us to focus within the college and build and articulate with other areas of the college to do that. It allows campus and community recreation, it allows athletics to truly be, and they always have been, but truly be perceived as campus-wide, university-wide, and in CCR, even community-wide service arms, because there always has been a little bit of a history of thinking that it was the purview of the faculty and other people couldn't use our facilities. Let's hope for the people who go and work out that they won't be flooding in and taking our equipment. But I do jest. I think that this is something that the senior management has spoken about for at least 2 years, and the day has come. So to acknowledge that, we have a couple of awards to give, and I'm going to just share my screen, assuming I can. Okay. We are acknowledging that both campus and community recreation in some form and athletics have been within the faculty for since the inception of the faculty. And what we're doing today is presenting to both campus and community recreation and athletics the Alberta Bear that has become a de facto, at least, symbol of the faculty. So we have a few Alberta Bears that were separate than the Alberta Bears that have been sold to raise funds for our student international travel. We mounted these on plaques and with plaques, and we're presenting them today first to Cheryl as the head of campus and community recreation, thanking and acknowledging the contribution, because we have given these historically to our philanthropic donors that have given to the faculty. And in many ways, I can't think of any group that has given more to the faculty than both campus, community recreation, and athletics. So Cheryl, if I could just hand things over to you, I'd like to thank you for the years of contribution personally, and I'd like to thank that group, and I'll just ask you to say a few words on behalf of CCR.
Thanks, Carrie. And thank you so much for the bear. I appreciate it. Thanks for the delivery, Carrie Blue. That was very beautiful of you. And it's heavy, so I have to put it down now. I don't. My desk in the Oak Palace is not quite big enough to handle camera and me and the bear in it. So first of all, I guess I would just like to thank the faculty and Carrie in particular for his leadership and support of campus and community recreation. I did write a few notes. So if I'm looking away from the screen, it's because I didn't want to get all choked up and forget what I was going to say. So if I'm looking away from the screen, it's because I'm looking at my notes. So for a lot of us, myself included, we're graduates of this particular faculty, and it's become a home for us in many, many ways. So today is a bit of a mixed feeling for me and for many of our team in campus and community recreation. We've seen ourselves grow up. We've seen students that we've supported grow up to go on to new things, and worked with researchers to build their particular elements of success, and supported athletics teams along the way as well in their successes. So it's something that is and has been near and dear to our hearts to be part of this community. And, we expect that that will continue, albeit in a bit different way than what it has been in the past. But, I think the essence of it is that we're going to continue to walk along the hallway and see each other, continue to be colleagues in many ways, and continue to support each other's successes in so many ways. It's an interesting time, I think, as Carrie's pointed out many times, with the changes in the university and the structure related to administration. So it's very interesting times, and I feel a bit like CCR has been in this safe haven of like-minded people for the last 50 years, really. And so now we're venturing off, and I see it as a new adventure. I see it as an opportunity to let everybody else across the university campus and community that let them know about what we do and how successful our achievements are and how much impact we have on the community that we serve as well. So it's a sad day in some respects, but it opens up another door to being impactful in so many ways. And as I said, we're still going to walk down the hall, see each other, be colleagues, and hopefully in new and different ways, find ways to support the success of students and researchers and you of our adventures as well. So thanks very much, Carrie. I appreciate the gifts. And just for our campus community recreation people, I do have a specific letter for each of you from the Dean, thanking you for your service, and a small gift related to that as well. So thank you so much, Carrie.
Thanks, Cheryl. We have another gift for you as well. You'll get a plaque that acknowledges your leadership on behalf of CCR. So that plaque will be delivered to you. Thank you. You have it in your hands, so that's great. Thanks again for your work. I'll just hand it over to Ian. Of course, Golden Bears and Pandas athletics, one of the most successful, if not the most successful varsity program in the country, has sat within the faculty since actually long before the faculty was a faculty. And today we acknowledge the contribution that they've given to the faculty for over 5 decades with the presentation to Ian. So I'll turn it over to Ian.
Well, thanks very much, Carrie. This is the bear that has been presented from the faculty to all of athletics, and it's going to find a very prominent place in our trophy case to represent the long history of athletics in the faculty. It's actually quite an unbelievable thing to be sitting here and thinking about this. I don't think I ever anticipated this day would come, but I started in the faculty June 10th, 1990, and I have been keeping a daily diary every day since 1980. So I have 40 years of diaries, and I've been working on my diary actually every day now to transcribe that diary. And it's quite an interesting experience, because every day that you write or read back in one of those days, it brings back some kind of a memory that seems to follow you around all week. It's quite amazing. And there's the new interim dean was a goalie for Bears soccer. And I remember it very well. And a retiring sports psychologist named John Dunn was a very vociferous and aggressive Bears soccer player, playing the wing with Len Vickery, both yelling expletives at each other as the game would go on. And Vang Ioannidis was a volunteer wrestling coach, and Pierre Bodine was a grad student who was struggling with whether he should be a Bears volleyball coach or whether he should do his PhD. And because he was only 5 feet tall, I figured he might do better as a PhD student. And he decided to do that. And as I look on the screen, I can remember almost every individual coming into this faculty. And I can remember a lot of ones that are now alumni and are leaving. And it was interesting the other day, I won't go on too long. I could, but I won't. There's a picture here that you won't be able to see very well. But on that picture, there's a little hockey player right there. It's from 1989-90, and it is a picture of Howie Draper. And I just happened to find this a couple days ago, and I'm sitting looking at it, and Howie came into my office with his mask on in through the back door. And Martin, our Bears soccer coach, Finger Anderson, came in the front door. And I said to Marty, when were you born? And he said 1989. So he was actually not born when Howie's picture was taken on that day for that magazine. So it's an unbelievable legacy that is left here. Pat Bates, I don't know how many of you know Pat Bates, but Pat Bates has been interviewing people for about the last 10 years, and she now has 9 million pages in a biography of every single human being that breathed any oxygen in this place. And if that is ever done, Carrie, which she keeps telling me that it's you're the holdup, that she needs some sign off from. That's a joke, but anyway, there's a long history coming out from Pat Bates that I think all of you will find incredibly interesting someday. So I guess I just want to say that these stories will bind us. They really will bind us forever. There is no choice. We couldn't pull ourselves apart from these stories if we wanted to, and we don't want to. There's certainly a place for athletics in every faculty of kinesiology in Canada, but there is a time, this is the right time to move to the Dean of Students, to contribute to the Dean of Students for all of our coaches, and for to make a contribution that the athletes can make, etc. The timing is right. The faculty's in a great place and going to a great place. Athletics will continue. Cheryl and I have worked together more the last 3 months than we total did in the last 10 years, because we really had to write everything down that we just used to make up on the fly before, and now we're writing it all down. And so that'll continue. But and on behalf of all of the coaches, I know the coaches really believe in the academic mission, the contribution of sport to the academic mission, and certainly all of the staff as well. So anyway, thanks for all the time, and thanks for the memories. We'll just keep on making them. I guess I didn't make any notes, so I don't know if I missed anything, but I've certainly gone on long enough. And I just want to say thanks a lot for the bear sculpture, because it will, from what I can see, it will be here for 100 years. So thanks very much, and back to you, Carrie.
Oh.
It's hard to practice not muting yourself. I don't.
I'm muting. So that's the gift that's going to all of our members of Campus Community Recreation. It's a small statue that emphasizes the teamwork. I was told by Jocelyn Love to make sure I say the teamwork that has bound together not only Campus Community Recreation and athletics, and but also the academic arm of the faculty. So I agree with Ian. The memories, the traditions that have been with the faculty have been tremendous. We will always remember them, and I think it's up to us to ensure that we continue. So thanks to everyone. This is officially our last day. It's been very memorable to me. This was the magnet that brought me back, was the ability to work with CCR, and well, it wasn't CCR at the time, Campus Recreation Operations, and athletics, as well as a leading academic program. So it's been great working with you. I've got one other thing. I don't know if you see what I do. Some of you know this. I put up a record album every day. I change the record album, waiting for my students to say something, but I'm kind of sure now that my students don't actually know what record albums are, so they have yet to comment. Anyone over the age of 40 or 50, they're always commenting on my record album, but I never get my students to say anything. But I also have here, whether you've seen it or not, and whether you could pick it up, there's another person that's leaving us today. And that's the transfer of Eric Upton, our advancement officer. It goes to advancement to work with campus and community recreation on philanthropic giving for facility naming, et cetera. One of the things we do for people that have been on faculty management group and faculty executive is we give them a bobblehead doll. So this is Eric. I decided I didn't want to cover his magnificent head with a football helmet. So I went with golf because my biggest memory of Eric, and I have many, and any of you that have interacted with Eric who moves over to fully into advancement as of tomorrow, you know, you have many stories, but my favorite story was at the Rec for Life golf tournament where I watched him hit a hole in one on the only hole that had a $20,000 cash prize that went with it. So that was astounding. Sadly, he told me that he spent that $20,000 3 times over. So it actually cost him $40,000 to win 20. But yeah, Eric, I'm glad you just raised money for us and don't spend it. I don't know if this really looks like you all that much, but I noticed that they actually have the knee scars. I don't know if that shows up, but oh, there it is. The knee scars are there. So Eric, I can only hope, because I see you're on here, I can only hope that you actually are live. Thanks for everything you've done, and best wishes as you move over.
Well, thank you very much. It's I've been looking forward to that bobblehead for many years, and I'm going to be that will be displayed proudly in my office, I'm sure. I'm looking at probably getting a few more knee scars into the future as I get this knee replaced once again. But it has been an honor and a privilege to work with everybody that has been here, and it's been a fantastic opportunity for me that I got 9 years ago. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but it's been the best job that I've had throughout my working career. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. As Cheryl said, hoping that we'll be back walking the halls in the fall, seeing each other, talking to each other, doing all those things as I wind my career down. And it's been just a fantastic experience. And thank you, Carrie, for acknowledging and you know, because the bobblehead is something that I have really been looking forward to seeing.
Well, we couldn't keep it from you that you were going to get one, but there you go. We went with the golf, and the knees look like your knees. That's for
yeah, sure. Perfect.
So thanks, Eric. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, now that we've done that, and in some ways, I hope that all we see is an administrative change, and everyone really works together from here on and long into the future, interacting with each other in a very positive way, and creating the environment that our students, those students that are members of Golden Bears and Pandas, those students that work with Golden Bears and Pandas, those students that work in and around campus and community recreation, those students that are our students, and many of the people who work for CCR and athletics are graduates. Let's hope that goes on. All we're really doing is an administrative change. But because of that, one of the administrative changes we have to do is we do have to change the faculty council composition, and I'll turn it over to Nick to make the motions on that. So over to you, Nick.
Caught me by surprise there, Kerry. Hang on.
So it was that seamless transition.